Yo, 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 Big Kitch back up in here. Drake's ghostwriters. Let's see what other rappers feel about ghostwriters, man. Shout out to Hip Hop Madness for breaking down this video. I think y'all gonna like it. Y'all know I don't like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
I don't know what's real and what's not at this point. If I ever need a ghostwriter, I need to just put the mic down. As far as anybody out here that does use ghostwriters, that's fine, but I'm telling you, I don't do it.
They basically put us in a studio, and it was like a studio camp almost. There were tents in there. They were like, don't leave.
Like,
you cannot leave.
Literally tense. Literally
you can't tell anyone you're working on this project. Yeah. There are tents in the studio. People were camping. I slept in a tent in the studio.
Everything.
For years now, ghostwriting has been hip-hop's worst-kept secret. Everyone knows it exists, yet no one truly acknowledges it or stands up to say they're the ones who keep these secret figures in business. And that, in a nutshell, is due to the stigma attached to it. After all, Jay-Z, who penned verses for the likes of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg among others, said that the reason for that is because they basically get extra cash to remain in the shadows. Or as he puts it, he gets paid a lot of money to not tell you who he writes for. But that doesn't change the fact that it's an ingrained part of the industry, because as far back as 2008, a BBC study revealed that roughly 40% of all rap lyrics are ghostwritten. Now, that study was released back in 2008, so we can only imagine what the percentages look like today, but the fact remains that there's still a heavy stigma.
Man, I heard when they put together artists, especially like industry plants, man, they have their outfits set up for them. They have their songs already pre-written. Like, all they do is gotta like learn the lyrics. It's just like you listening to music, and then you just rap it. Like, yo, damn, that gotta feel fake. You have no creativity
Attached to it. Credibility is key in hip-hop, said BBC's Austin DeBow. In R&B, for instance, the majority of the stories are about love and they can relate to anyone. But 50 Cent rapping about being shot 9 times, that's personal. Rap lyrics should be hyper-personal and hyper-localized. Seen as a cheat code that invalidates your story, it's no wonder that the likes of Eminem couldn't even imagine turning his pad over to someone else for assistance, as he cares about his craft way too much. But at the moment, no one is more synonymous with the debate surrounding ghostwriting than Drake himself. Told by K-Dot that it ain't 20v1, it's a 1v20 if I gotta smack people that write with you. Even Rick Ross chimed in to expose that we'd never guess who wrote Drizzy's part on Sicko Mode. From Future hinting that he was behind the Feel No Ways hook, through to reference tracks emerging which showed that Lil Yachty had laid the groundwork for Jumbotron poppin', among many other tracks.
Hey, Rick Ross write for a lot of people too, in case y'all didn't know.
On Her Loss, Drake is well known for employing others to help bring his music to life, and he's always found a way of evading the stigma that came with it. For the most part, Drake fans have argued that his R&B tracks should be exempt from scrutiny, and so long as he was responsible for the tracks where he was actually spitting as an MC, then he got a pass.
It's been cemented already by the guys that work with Drake, that go in the studio with him, and they're telling you out of their mouths, not me, these writers, these artists are saying the dude definitely writes his own raps. What are people talking about?
OVO Mall in the building.
But unfortunately for Drake's stans, the fact that complete reference tracks leaked which showed that Kentucky's Vori had written the blistering Mob Ties, it presented a much bigger issue and led others to finally remove him from the GOAT discussion. But what makes it all the more disheartening are the lengths that he went to cover it up. For example, during an interview, his in-house producer Boy Wonder put forth the myth that a fire.
Hey, y'all check out Drake's face in this joint when LeBron and them tell him. Y'all check it out. Pay attention.
Drake recorded the track in one fell swoop.
For Mob Ties, he just heard the beat and he was ready to go.
Then, in an interview on The Shop, Drake stayed eerily quiet about the true origins of his work and even seemed visibly uncomfortable when LeBron James complimented Mob Ties.
What's one of our favorite songs, Mavi, now?
Sick of these.
Oh, my God.
I didn't have Mob Ties.
I'm sick of it. I'll hide some help.
Yeah. He looked like he was
Forget,
bothered.
This was a track.
Look, if he wrote that, he would have been like, yeah, y'all like that? What part do you like? And such. Bruh, he looked like he was bothered. Like, damn, I ain't even write this shit. Damn. Yo, y'all Drake fans, man. How could you do it? How could you still stick in there like that?
Track which directly responded to Pusha T and Kanye after the story of Adidon. From the mob-ties bars that alluded to his mentor Jay Prince's fearsome reputation through to the charged up bars, it seemed like he was personally reasserting himself as the genre's best spitter. So, for the world to find out that he didn't even pen these bars, it demobilized even the biggest Drake stans.
I'm still disappointed because when it comes to times that Drake got his back against the wall or got a distinct message to send, I expect that to come from the artist himself. I expect that to come from his frustration, his aggression. I'm expecting that to be an innate thought. I'm not expecting him to be a person who's picking out of a catalog.
Beyond just feeling down by Drake's underhandedness, Ack also took aim at sloppiness in his writing camp because, at this point, the frequency of Drake's leaks are getting embarrassing.
I think if anything, we should shame Drake for this. Either stop being sloppy, because these are leaking. This is an industry standard, but only yours is leaking. So we should shame him. We also should shame him for his laziness. Because not only his laziness in creating music, his laziness in allowing it to be leaked. You're the biggest rapper in the game. Why is creating and sending it via email? Why not just on your hard drive?
Now using cheat codes to remain relevant, it could be argued that this is a reasonable thing for an artist like Drake, whose musical output far exceeds his peers. But, as you all know, Drake's use of ghostwriters, both for R&B and rap tracks, predates this era. Because if anyone knows the pitfalls of ghostwriting, it's Atlanta's Quentin Miller. In case you forgot, it all started with a tweet from Meek Mill. Stop comparing Drake to Me Too. He don't write his own raps. That's why he ain't tweet my album, because we found out. He ain't even write that verse on my album. And if I would've knew, I would've took it off my album. I don't trick my fans. Suddenly left scrambling for his reputation, Drake issued a statement trying to save face after being caught red-handed for using ghostwriters throughout. If you're reading this, it's too late. Since then, he's continued to give himself a pass for what happened, and operate under the mindset that if everyone else uses ghostwriters, why can't he?
I worked with somebody on, I think, 4 or 5 songs on that record. I pulled my weight when it came to my pen. It wasn't like I needed somebody to facilitate entire ideas. We worked together. If I need to be the poster child that took all those hits for all my peers hiding behind me that do the same thing every album, that's fine, I'll do it. Because there's a lot of people that link up with
he tried to throw everybody under the bus. He tried to, he's a snake.
There's a lot of people that link up with other people and make records that you guys love.
Although it brought momentary criticism to his door, he really wasn't the one who came out worst from the situation. Instead, it was Quentin Miller who was essentially run over by the drama surrounding it. From getting beat up by Meek Mill to essentially being labeled as the MC who sacrificed his career for Drake, Quentin has since opened up about how he was taken advantage of.
Yeah, Wonder was like, yo, he's with this 10 Band song. He's with this hard. I was really excited. I thought I was gonna have a Drake feature because at the time Drake was just doing random features for just up and coming artists. I thought I was about to be one of those lucky artists, and yeah, it turned out to be what it was.
Working on a minimum of 6 songs for Drizzy, which have been streamed in the billions, he got nothing out of it apart from a measly 30 grand due to a sketchy publishing deal.
And it I guess worked out for them because they knew, oh, well, you're in a situation, you gonna need some money. They offered me money that allowed me to, I don't have to go to work. I'm just like, yeah, this is the next step. So by the time it all blew up, I hadn't even worked out whatever situation could have been worked out to where my life would have been changed. Drake wasn't with me no more and drama wasn't with me no more. I still was in that publishing deal.
And although they say once bitten, twice shy, Drake isn't even the only one who exploited Quentin's trusting nature, as years later, he was played by Big Sean too.
Big Sean, man, that really broke my heart. When I get to working with Sean on
Big Sean be doing foul stuff in the music industry? I ain't know that. I thought Big Sean was solid, man.
In this last project, I'm part of 3 songs. It's only 6 songs on there. We texting and talking every day. I'm pulling up on Sean crib every other day. Maybe like 2 weeks, a week before the album drops, he's just not responding to me at all. Then, like a week before, I'm in the studio with Hit Boy. I just randomly hear in a conversation with Hit, yeah, the album dropped next week. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even know. So then I start hitting him, and then I'm getting text from his manager. Now I'm only talking to his manager. I'm like, well, what happened? Then come out, we still ain't signed the paperwork or nothing. My name was not on the credits. But I'm like, but everybody else's name is on there. They tried to play me on the publishing. I had to fight to get my name on the credits. I think they put my name on one song on like Spotify or something like that.
While Party Next Door has hinted at his own disgruntlements with Drake, another group inside the OVO sweatshop who proved the pitfalls of that arrangement is Majid Jordan, a talented R&B duo who are signed to Drake's label. They openly, maybe accidentally, revealed the truly bizarre conditions of writing for Drizzy.
They basically put us in a studio, and it was like a studio camp almost. There were tents in there. Make beats, stay in the dungeon, don't leave.
Like,
You cannot leave.
Literally tense. Literally
You can't tell
tense.
anyone you're working on this project. I
Real
slept
tense
in a
the
tent in
vocal
the
booths,
studio.
Everything.
What's more, they gave some of their best material away purely to assist Drake, namely the song Just Hold On, We're Going Home.
We put it on a USB for Drake to drive home to one night. He drove home. We showed up the next day, and he had tracked it. 40's sitting there with his arms up in the studio, and he's like, we got it! We've got the single! We did it!
Now, under a different framework, that track could have launched them into the stratosphere, rather than leaving them struggling to improve upon the success they've had. But unfortunately, they are by no means the only ghostwriters who know that pain. Just look at someone like Saha the Prince, an immensely skilled and
Saha the Prince. Hey, y'all don't know who Saha the Prince is? Listen to his lyrics, bro. He's official. I like Saha, bro. He's from Georgia.
seasoned songwriter with over 15 years in the game, Sci-Hi has ghostwritten for everyone from Kanye West to Travis Scott. And as he puts it, even he was tricked out of vital publishing percentages when working with Trav.
I had a large amount of sicko mode. So they called me, his people called me like, man, the sample taking up this. We got this many samples on it. We got this. Can you just take this significant cut? I think it was like a 10% cut. Now, sicko mode is diamond, y'all. Imagine losing 10% of sicko mode, bro. This is the diamond record. This is the biggest record in the past whatever years. So I'm trying to do the swap. He gave me a swap for it. He like, man, if you take this percentage, I'll give you a swap and I'll give you a record. You think I'm gonna get that record? I'm calling and all this other. Don't want to answer the phone. Don't want to give me my swap. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll get it one day.
Now, all these examples ultimately show that no matter how you go about it, ghostwriting in hip-hop is very common. Because, as Alex King, owner of a professional music ghostwriting agency puts it, dumb people can argue all day about whether or not ghostwriting is right or wrong, because it really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that ghostwriting is the future of hip-hop, because either you get a skilled team of writers behind you, or you get run over by another MC who does. So, with everyone now aware of the existence of ghostwriting within mainstream hip-hop, is there actually a way to handle it that won't only destigmatize it, but also ensure that it doesn't hinder the ghostwriters either? Well, in essence, yes. And the key is to essentially do the opposite of what Drake does. Transparency is actually helpful. Just look at how Bryson Tiller handled it when he got praised for a record that he didn't write on his own album.
I love the record Persuasion, by the way.
Victoria Monet, I gotta thank her for that. She's super talented.
Now, you might be saying that Bryson Tiller is an R&B artist, so it's a different thing. But there are plenty of legendary rappers who will openly discuss that they got assistance with their pen. Known for getting his verses written for him on Still Dre and Forgot About Dre by Jay-Z and Eminem, Snoop didn't hesitate to inform the world that he also let newcomers like Cordae put some work in for him. And rather than see it as a mark against his name, he's argued it was just the natural progression of an iconic career.
I started off writing for Dr. Dre, so what would I be if I didn't allow somebody to write for me? Sometimes you gotta put yourself in the frame of letting somebody else depict a better picture for you because you can't see everything. I feel like Whitney Houston's best record was The Bodyguard. When other people came in and gave her records that weren't hers, where she just could just sit back and just sing, and they embodied what they thought she should be. And that's to the point of my career where I'm at now, to where I've written so many hit records. It's not about what I can write. Sometimes it's about what I can't see that somebody else can write for me.
In a similar sense, no one is enraged by the fact that Kendrick has helped people like SZA, Baby Keem, and J-Rock write tracks and provided references, as when he does it with those peers, it simply seems like a meaningful collaboration. Then, you have the increasing openness of some of the women in the rap game who will openly admit that while they have skills of their own, they're happy to get assistance when they feel they need it. Now, with likely way more than 40% of hip-hop being ghostwritten, it's time for a change in how ghostwriting is viewed in hip-hop.
Damn. So they basically minimalizing the artist into a team thing. They just taking away everything from the artist, man. They taking away everything from the artist, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the video, man. I will leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone.